Hello, welcome to TJD Movie Reviews.
I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
Episode 9, we watched
Stir of Echoes. Echo. Which I was actually a little disappointed there weren't many echoes in this movie.
This motherfucker.
There were echoes.
Really?
Yeah. All of the dead people talking.
Oh, see, I got confused because I thought it was like, the Dolphin video game.
So what is this movie about?
This movie stars Kevin Bacon as Tom Witzke, I think is his name.
I believe so.
He has a family, his wife and his child. They are living in this house, and they seem to be a normal run-of-the-mill family. They leave their kid at home one night to go to a party his wife's sister also happens to be attending. And she says she's a hypnotherapist, and so Kevin Bacon's like, hey, for fun, hypnotize me. She's like, no, like, you're kind of combative, and you're drunk. You're drunk, like, it's not going to work on you. He goes, no, do it. So she does it, and Kevin Bacon starts seeing all this weird shit after he gets hypnotized, because he gets really deeply hypnotized. And then stuff starts to unfold, and there's a big secret that Kevin Bacon finds out about as the movie unfolds.
Yeah, this is he starts seeing apparitions. His mind is now more open to
Aborigines.
His mind is not more open to Aborigines. I'm pretty sure he knows those exist.
It's more so like supernatural beings. He's
only open to the one in
particular. But when his wife's sister hypnotized him, she said to be more open-minded. She left a door open, so that could mean any number of things. In this case, it's him seeing glimpses of this one ghost. So,
yeah, it kind of has a Sixth Sense feeling to it, but it also has like a few other, movies around the same time, like that type of thriller where you have ghosts, visions, and apparitions, voices.
creepy kids.
Yeah, creepy kids. Yeah, that kid. Yeah, he was.
Talk to me.
That was. I was hoping that would come in.
Go on.
Yeah, you can cut that. You can cut that whole part.
Where the lights dimmed and the world ended.
Yeah, maybe it's a ghost trying to tell you something. We gotta dig. We gotta dig, you guys.
We could dig in here.
Get fucking jackhammer?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think Nate's dad would be very happy about any of that.
Especially since I'm moving out and finished with it.
Oh. I lost my train of thought.
Here's a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you believe in ghosts? Could be a good discussion topic.
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know. It's hard to say. I've never had any concrete proof or evidence. However, I do think there are things out there that haven't been explained or cannot be explained. I haven't had any personal experience to where something scared me or terrified me so much that I was like, yeah, there's definitely ghosts out there.
I believe in ghosts. Like, I don't know how malevolent they can be. Like, the movie Poltergeist would be way over the top of I wouldn't believe in that. But I believe that there are ghosts that are able to mess with this.
The ghost of Craig T. Nelson's career.
I don't know what you're talking. He had Blades of Glory after Poltergeist. He also had the show Coach.
Did you say Poltergeist?
Poltergeist and Poltergeist 2.
That should be a movie.
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
I bet you it is a movie.
Chicken
probably is.
So basically, what you're saying is you ain't fucking with any Indian burial grounds anytime soon.
If I'm making a movie, I will make fake bones, not use real bones, and put them in that swimming pool.
Cindy, these is bones.
Man,
Did you run from Callista Flockhart?
This house is clean.
You know that movie is infamous for being cursed because many of the cast have died like strange deaths or been in strange situations. So
what's her name was? What was her name? I can't remember. Not Phil Donahue. One of those 48 hours
okay.
type of dudes. His daughter was in that movie and she ended up getting murdered by her boyfriend, and then the little girl died as well.
Drug overdose, I believe, was
Andy Rooney.
No, not Andy Rooney.
I'm just fucking with you.
I know one of the guys, I think it was the guy in that movie, peels off his face, was in a plane crash, and he was like one of 48 people on the plane, only one to live.
You talking about Craig T. Nelson?
No, he doesn't peel off his face in that movie. It was one of the hunters or whatever, the ghost hunters that are called in. He's the one who goes into the bathroom, and he's one of the side characters. He just peels off his face, like in the mirror.
I think I remember that. It's been so long since I've seen that.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, great film.
So you said yes or no to go?
I said yes, and I said I just don't think they can be as malevolent, like where they suck up your house and to another dimension. But I think they can move stuff around, or they can try and make some sort of contact.
Like Swayze and Ghost.
Not quite like Swayze and Ghost. I don't think they can use a pottery wheel.
Did you know Emma Stone thinks that the ghost of her grandfather leaves quarters in her house?
Huh.
Fun fact for you. I don't know why I know that. But yeah.
What about you? You didn't say.
I don't really know. It would be an interesting thing if it were true. But like Drew said, I don't really have definitive proof either way. But I wouldn't rule it out because
I would like to believe that there's something. I would find that so fascinating.
Yeah, it'd be cool. And then you could plan ahead for your eventual shenanigans.
Well, okay, are you saying anyone can be a ghost, or is it somebody like in Casper where they have unfinished business? Or
and once you finish your business, you cross over.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what happened to Swayze in Ghost, too.
Yeah. He had to find who murdered him, I believe.
I don't know.
And in this movie, this Ghost.
Yeah.
Don't you think everybody dies thinking they have shit that they still have left to do, though?
Well, I think in all these movies, there's something fucked up that happens that prevents them from crossing over.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you think about The Sixth Sense, that little boy who's like, hey, you want to see my dad's gun? And then you turn around and he has a giant hole in the back of his head. It's like, well, so he died under bad circumstances.
Wow, I forgot about that part. That part was fucked up.
I couldn't forget about that part. I was like, okay.
It's been years since I saw it. I just remember the girl puking under the blanket.
Yeah.
And being like, yeah, that's fucking horrifying.
Yeah, that was back when Shyamalan was relevant.
Yeah, he can't do anything
And now he just makes dog shit movies like The Last Airbender and The Village.
After Earth.
And After Earth.
We talked about these, I think, last pod as well.
We're just really angry about Shamalama Ding Dong.
Fuck that guy.
Nuclear apocalypse right now.
I'm telling you, man, it's ghosts.
Does that not normally happen?
No, that's a sump pump. It happens.
Oh, yeah. Is the news still here? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So, Jake, do you want to test out your theory if you can
we
become
make
a ghost or not?
tonight.
Oh, you want to turn me into a ghost? He didn't come back. I guess he was just too lazy to have unfinished business.
Oh.
Man, he really didn't want to go to work tomorrow.
But Kevin,
honestly, if there were ghosts, there'd be about 85 children that haunted me at all times.
Let's get that shovel out and dig deeper.
Fuck.
What if I just levitated right now and you could hear them chanting and I was like, oh no! They finally found me!
Then I think you got a better stage act than David Blaine there.
But, Jake's murdering aside,
Not a murderer.
His hypothetical murdering aside.
Who's like some of your favorite ghosts in movies? I mean, like, you know, obviously there are cast members.
Some of my favorite ghosts.
Let's talk about
It's not a bad question.
You just got the award for what the fuck was that question?
I'll say mine right now. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
See, how's this a bad question when he can come up with one right away?
The ghost that blew Dan Aykroyd, because apparently it has no self-respect, and my likelihood is pretty good. That was yours?
That was mine, you dick.
Well, seeing what she's done, we could probably share her pretty easily. You want to run a train on a ghost later?
Nope. Nope.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Would that even work? I mean,
Do you want to get into the logistics of
Maybe
running
we
a
can find someone to do a seance or something later. You can do this in the comfort of your own home. We're not having that witch doctor voodoo shit around here.
I would love to troll some ghost hunter in town. Can you conjure up a spirit that I can have sex with tonight? How much money do you have? Yeah, sure, whatever.
You could always call up, God damn it, I can't think of her name. The chick from Alien.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. God, I just had a brain fart there.
What's she have to do with summoning ghosts?
She was the gatekeeper.
yeah, she was
You
possessed.
could be her keymaster.
How did I forget that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Rick Moranis and Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
They cut that out of the film. Everybody wanted to see that.
So anyways, more about this film.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We haven't talked
Listeners,
about very
what the
much.
fuck is this movie?
So, yeah, Kevin Bacon, his mind is open to all this, as we stated. His son already has been open to this. His son seems like been talking to this particular ghost, I don't know, since what, they moved in?
Yeah.
It's got the shit in.
Yeah, it's creepy because he's always sitting there like just talking to himself, and the mom's just kind of like, you know, he's a kid, he's doing dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All the while, Kevin Bacon is losing his fucking mind. Absolutely losing his mind. Like, seeing hallucinations, shit that's not there. In one scene, he pulls out his own front tooth and throws it in the sink.
Can't even fuck his wife without freaking out.
Yeah, he has like PTSD while boning his wife. Has to stop in the middle of it. He's like, no, it's too weird. She's like, I can make it weird.
I can do
That's
some
what he
weird
say.
stuff.
I'm gonna work through my own
Yeah.
personal shit.
I'm pretty sure I can handle my own demons right now.
I mean, who hasn't been, in the middle of that and imagined someone's fingernails being ripped off?
Yeah, and I mean,
How else do you maintain an erection?
and who wouldn't?
What is wrong with you?
His wife. Oh my god!
Did you just think of it? What?
Yeah, that just hit me. You just said that.
A delayed fuse on that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then again, it's you, so it's not that surprising.
Everything is off the table.
But
Or it's on the table?
his wife is played by the same gal who was the Mighty Ducks tutor in Mighty Ducks 2.
Never saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had a terrible childhood.
I watched The Sandlot instead. Is it better than The Sandlot?
Well, no, but
Okay.
D2 is still a great film.
It is.
Okay, so if I watched it today, what's it
brought-
going to do for me?
Knowing your, hypocritical ass.
Hypocritical ass.
I know.
Carry on.
You're just gonna be like, oh, this is a terrible
Like,
movie.
this is dog shit.
Yeah,
Okay, so I missed my window of opportunity.
probably.
Oh, okay.
Do you like Emilio Estevez?
He's okay.
Do you like Kenan Thompson?
No.
You don't like...
Not at all.
Do you like? Who's the fucking dude from Daredevil?
Which one?
The other lawyer.
Oh.
No, not at all.
He plays Fulton.
Fulton, yeah, I know who you're talking about. No.
The guy that plays Foggy?
Yeah, Foggy, yeah.
Fuck that guy.
He's one of the most badass guys on the hockey team.
You mean Ashton Kutcher's roommate in The Butterfly Effect?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
No, he's garbage. But he works for Foggy because Foggy sucks cock too, so...
Well, except in one of the alternate realities, then
Jesus
the roommate is actually the guy from Remember the Titans or My Name is Earl. So, isn't it? The emo one, yeah.
You're talking about,
Shit!
Yeah, that guy.
fuck is his name? Ethan Suplee.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. You just have to curse, and the name will come to you.
It's a fucking schooner.
I was just thinking... It's a sailboat, you idiot! A schooner is a sailboat. God damn it!
So, what parts did you guys like about this movie?
I like the way they filmed all the crazy, like, dream type of... Not like the dream stuff, but the stuff that happened that
His
he's
visions.
seeing. It did a good job of being kind of cryptic and still giving you a lot of information that somehow this motherfucker can figure out the end of the movie fucking 20 minutes into it because he looked up the synopsis on the internet.
I did not look up the synopsis.
And then he's like, oh, it's because I watched fucking...
Supernatural!
And Murder by Numbers.
Uh-huh.
I saw that before this film, too.
I mean, no, I just went to Wikipedia. And
I did not look it up.
All right. I've never seen that movie with anyone that drew that conclusion.
It was there was more like 20 minutes to the end of the film.
Yeah, it was towards like the end-ish kind of.
Call bullshit.
Okay.
I'm on your game.
What?
I'm onto your game. Cheater.
I seriously just was like, this just seems too odd. So
I do agree with you about the way they set up these visions and the crazy stuff, and like the hallucinations and stuff he was having. I felt those were genuinely like kind of shock and awe. Those really like, I don't know, those really stood out to me, and you were just kind of like, what, like, whoa, like that was kind of nuts.
The other thing I really like, I think Kevin Bacon's fucking great in this movie.
yes,
I think it's one of his best movies.
I would say it is his best movie.
When he's digging in the backyard and has that fucking freak out about, like, I don't do anything, like, my life is nothing, this is my one thing, let me fucking do this thing. It's convincing. He's just fucking convincing. He owns that character pretty well.
He does. I like you said the visions, how they set everything up later on, but they leave enough where you still have to wait for the ending to come about, because it's like, oh, he has this one vision, everything plays out exactly like that, but he's like, but not exact, like they just leave out certain things that come in later. So it's just like, okay, this is odd.
I also liked, there's a part where his wife is with his son, and they go to the graveyard, and they meet the black dude, the military funeral guy, who is kind of like the the character from The Shining that talks to Doc about...
He's kind of like a medium kind of guy, like very spiritual.
He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
But I like how simple he explained it to her. He said, your husband's in a tunnel right now. It's completely pitch black. He's got a flashlight that'll kick on every couple seconds. And then he goes, your son, much better flashlight. And that's just so simple, but it's like, I understand what the fuck he's talking about. Like, he didn't explain, oh, the medium, blah, blah, blah. He's only getting this much spirits, blah, blah, blah. He could have made all this bullshit up. It could have been a lot more complicated than it ended up being. He's just like, hey, he sees shit. Your kid sees it better. Yeah, that's why he's freaking out.
Your husband's new to it. He's older. He just is catching glimpses.
Yeah.
And, like, he's using the bunny ears, whereas your son has full-blown cable. So, yeah.
But, yeah, I liked it. The dad from Transformers. I think this is one of his best acting parts as well. He hasn't really been in. I mean, he's in Veep. I don't know if you guys watch Veep on HBO, but it's a funny ass show, and he's great at that too. He kind of plays the the middle aged. How do I describe his character in that show? He just doesn't give a fuck anymore. But he's working in the White House, so it's kind of an interesting. It's hilarious. You should check it out. But in terms of actual like serious roles, this is the only movie I could think of where I'm like, that guy, yeah, he's pretty good.
Hot Shots isn't serious?
No.
Oh.
Was he in there? Yeah, he was in Hot Shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He flew with Charlie Sheen's dad.
His name's Kevin Dunn.
Yeah,
Kevin Dunn. I should know that, but I don't.
Yeah.
Let's give this a moment. Hail Satan.
Full of grace. I don't know how that prayer goes. Oh, that's
full of grace.
Yeah.
He's not full of
Hail
grace.
Satan, full of grace.
Full of AIDS.
Full of AIDS.
Full of hate.
That guy was also in True Detective.
Was
Kevin
he?
Dunn?
Yeah.
I did see True Detective, but I don't.
He was
True Detective. Listeners, if you haven't seen the first season of True Detective, do yourself a favor and go watch it right now.
See, one of the hardest parts about talking about a movie like this is you don't want to give away the ending. If people are going to watch this. I mean,
you predicted it.
I predicted it, but it was kind of a shot in the dark. But I was like, it was a feeling I had.
And even after you find out the secret, there's the thing I love about this movie is that there's still more to it.
Yes.
Like after you find out the secret and what happens, they dig a little deeper and you find out like there's still a conflict going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is one of those movies. It was done in 1999. I think it kind of flew by the wayside by a lot of people.
The Matrix dominated everything in 99.
And The Sixth Sense had also came out not too much before it, so I think a couple people saw this as like...
Really just an inopportune time.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like, they had Paul Blart Mall Cop, then a few months later they had Observe and Report with Seth Rogen come out. And Paul Blart...
One of those is much better than the other.
Jesus Christ.
But what I'm saying is Paul Blart got a lot of the, money because it came out first. It's same as when they had Mission to Mars and Red Planet come out in the same year.
Both are garbage. Both are garbage.
Yes, I'm not saying...
Okay.
I wasn't defending them. I'm just saying Mission to Mars came out first, then Red Planet. There are actually two...
It's like
is Red Planet the one with Val Kilmer?
Yes.
I didn't mind that one.
Tom Sizemore's in it as well. This is before he got into his whole porn thing.
I did. I haven't seen it in a while, but I didn't mind it that much.
But they're two totally different movies. But like,
I might be thinking of Ghost from Mars, actually.
Yeah, you might be.
That is a crappy film.
Okay, that's probably what I'm thinking.
Red Planet was.
It was.
It was okay.
It was.
Shiny
I want to defend it, but I don't want to defend it that much.
Well, in case I'm wrong, I'm gonna go back and watch it and like, yeah.
Oh God. Val Kilmer, what'd you do?
That's my next pick.
Because I think Carrie-Anne Moss is in it as well, and Tom Sizemore. But yeah, Mission to Mars came out first, so it made more of the money. More people went and saw that, and then they're like Red Planet. They're like another Mars movie. A couple months later, they're like they didn't go see it.
Yeah, you're trying to,
you want to get it out first.
Get the success. Mm-hmm. Well, think about Gravity and Interstellar,
which I've seen neither.
You're apart, and what the fuck did you just say?
He hadn't seen either of them.
You need to be shot.
Regardless of whether they came out a year
I'm going to shoot you. God damn you.
Coming from the guy talking about his 85 ghost children that are hanging around in this room right now.
What are they doing?
Listening to us attentively, I guess. Or screaming because of this.
They're going to haunt you tonight until you watch Interstellar.
You know what would be fucked up is if I had a nightmare about a bunch of dead kids tonight. Because I'm not a murderer. But I talked all this shit, so a ghost was like, I'll make an example out of that motherfucker.
Now I'm wondering how this did at the box office.
Stir of Echoes?
Yeah.
Well, while you look that up, one thing I didn't like about this movie...
Oh, we're jumping into don't likes.
Well, while he does his research, I just thought I'd give one.
Go ahead.
Is the timeline continuity.
You mean the one you brought up earlier?
Yeah.
You fucking... Oh my god. Go ahead and explain to the listener this stupid fucking bullshit.
This is all tongue-in-cheek, but I'll explain because I said it to these guys during the film. Is one of the characters is like, I've been holding on to the secret for 6 months. And you see what happens. It happens in the winter. So, granted, say late February. But they've been going to football games. They say they're like in the 8th week of a football season. So that's like, okay, well, football usually starts at the end of August, beginning of September. 8 weeks puts you October, maybe November. So 6 months would give you August. So obviously it's been longer than 6 months. So I just think they really should have thought of that as they did the script. I mean, it would have just been appreciative. I would have appreciated it if they had been a little closer.
You live a sad life.
Now, this movie, when it came out in 1999, had a budget of $12 million and made $21 million at the box office, so it made about $9 million. Currently holds a 67 certified fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes, a 7.0 on IMDb,
Fuck.
and a 67. No, maybe it's a little. I think it's a 67 on Metacritic.
Any parts you guys hated that, besides that timeline continuity?
Such a minor grievance.
I'm the guy who's in the movie theater like, that guy doesn't have that power. What the hell? No.
Everyone hates that guy. I don't know. It's hard with this movie because this is a movie that I've seen over and over and over and never really thought about what I didn't like about it until right now. Kind of trying to think. I guess his wife she wasn't really given that much to do other than show them titties.
Yeah. I mean, she was there.
She tried being the voice of reason.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's what really her role was in Kevin Bacon's descent into madness.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say not enough kid because A, that's creepy.
No, this movie is more kids.
Of course. I thought you'd appreciate that. But no, I would say they could have focused more on his son, but I kind of like the amount that he's in it now.
He's in it a lot.
But he's more in it to be like... He kind of gives you a hint of what's coming up.
Yeah.
Which sounds kind of annoying, but it isn't really in the context of the movie.
It's kind of a creepy way of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
They do it in a certain way. And the thing I like about his character is, I mean... His son, Kevin Bacon's son, is attuned to the supernatural.
Yeah.
Like, very much so. Way more than Kevin Bacon could ever be. And at the end of the movie, when everything is wrapping up and they're moving out of their house to go somewhere else, because some fucked up shit happens in their house, they're driving by all these houses, and you just hear all these whispers, and it's like... Jake! They're calling out to him, like all these ghosts, and he covers his ears up because he knows that it's all these ghosts trying to talk to him.
One actual thing I did have a problem with was Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones plays a big part in this film.
Yeah. And
they used some cheap version. When you actually hear the actual song, they use some cheap remake cover of it instead of paying the rights to use the actual Paint It Black. So
okay, that probably would have cost them quite a bit of money.
I don't think so.
What?
Are you insane?
To license a song from the Rolling Stones for a movie?
Yeah.
And not be Martin Scorsese?
So what? It's gonna cost them an extra $1 million? You're saying that?
We're talking about a movie that was built on a $12 million budget.
And only
Another
made
million
$9 million.
would be...
Well, they didn't know how much they were going to make. But I think they expected it to make more, and it probably did.
Well, and the wiki page actually says it was overshadowed by those movies like Sixth Sense and Blair Witch Project and The Mummy. It lists too.
Unfortunate Blair Witch got fame in this movie.
Yeah, I think the Blair Witch made more than this movie did easily.
Blair Witch was fucking... That movie... I don't know what the fuck happened when that movie just exploded like it did, because it's garbage.
It was one of the first found footage movies.
Well, yeah, I'll give it that. It had never been done before, but now, even at the time, I couldn't watch it because I didn't like the way that it was shot.
The shaky cam is crap.
It looked like fucking dog shit. It made me sick, and I don't get sick watching shaky cam shit like that, really.
You went and saw Hardcore Henry and you were fine.
I saw Hardcore Henry, I saw Cloverfield, I've seen movies like that. Mm-hmm. Granted, technology has changed since then, but it's just not a movie that was really great. And its scores reflect it now. It's on Netflix, and it isn't rated highly.
It's the same as Paranormal Activity, where that movie blew up. And it was less shaky cam, more steady cam, but trying to be more set in reality. They're like, oh, hey, we have these actual cameras set up, but, we're acting as, they take away, the whole camera setup thing, if you know what I mean. Instead of doing close-ups and that, it's like, oh, hey, we're going to do this from afar. You're going to catch everything in this scene.
Here's the thing about that movie, though. That movie is not hard to shoot because you have a static camera.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go. The thing I respect about that movie, 3 actors, a low budget, picked up by Paramount and distributed and made a fuck ton of money. Mm-hmm. Not a great movie, but I respect how...
It had good scares in it, I think.
It was different. It was something different that came along at the right time and picked up by Paramount and made a fuck ton of money.
Do you have a joke here, Jake? Why are you laughing?
He thinks that movie's dog shit.
Really? You hate Paranormal Activity?
Pretty much.
Okay. Hey, to each their own. I remember when I did go see the first one in theaters, though. I forgot to silence my phone, and it went off in the theater, and there's this row of girls in front of me just flipped their shit. And I laughed my ass off until I flipped my shit when I got my ass scared in the next scene. But
wait, they flipped?
They freaked out. They just were like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" It just scared them. They were so into the movie that freaked them out when my phone went off.
I thought you meant that they were pissed off that your phone went off.
No, it scared them. But I had to.
You flipped your shit at Paranormal Activity?
There were scenes that got me. Yeah. I ain't saying it's the greatest horror movie of all time. You? Gosh, it's been years since I've seen the film. Just some of the shit that, when she stood up out of the bed and just stared at him for, the whole night.
She watched him sleep for, 5 hours.
I was like, it didn't scare me. It just was like, what the hell is going on here? Or, the ending sequence is pretty damn good, too. Where she throws him into the camera. But there were other scenes too. It was more a lot of them were what the hell is going on? Just kept me in suspense. Which, bringing it back to Stir of Echoes, were there really I don't know what you guys would consider this film: horror, thriller.
I consider it more of a thriller.
Thriller.
There aren't really parts where there are jump scares. It's more there are scenes that creepy shit happens and you genuinely aren't expecting it.
I would say a jump scare is the first night the night of his hypnotism when he goes into his living room. That I think is a genuine jump scare.
Where she's sitting on the couch?
Yeah. Because it's kind of, she's there.
Yeah, maybe the first time.
Yeah. But
I think we're desensitized. We've seen it so much.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think then you're really not you didn't know that he was going to start seeing ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
So weird stuff starts to happen, but after the ghost shows up, you're just like, okay, what could?
But there's an expectation.
Yeah.
After that.
The only other thing I think that I kind of disliked was that medium you talked about, earlier, the cop that happens to be a medium knows the kid is a better flashlight. He talks about that the kid wasn't listening. She has asked for something and the kid wasn't listening.
Right.
So the girl or the ghost is going to start acting out towards him. You don't really see that. Like, you see a few things like he can't turn the TV channel. Okay, big deal. Makes the bathtub cold. Okay. But
what did you want her to do?
I thought it would become more aggressive is why. The way he made it sound like she's going to become more aggressive, maybe more, not vengeful towards them, but just more angry. Like, there just would be more shit happening.
If she scares the shit out of them, Ty, they're not going to be able to find out what the fuck she wants them to do. They're just going to get scared and, like, move the fuck out.
But the way he phrased it, just to me, seemed like it was going to get pissed. And was going to start doing that shit, and then maybe somebody else would come along. Like, maybe get rid of them, bring in a new family. It can maybe then listen to her.
And I think the end-all, be-all, like, Kevin Bacon was, like, the real catalyst in this whole thing because he was really the only one that could do anything about what the ghost wanted him to do. And, yeah, I mean, it's...
You also don't know how long after she went and talked to him everything was resolved. It could have been the next couple days, so she didn't have to get pissed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I took it more as she started, like, he spends most of the movie trying to get her to come to him. Well, she kind of comes to him and gives him a lot of the shit that he needs, and then he goes and tries to get it turned off, and she's there fucking it all up. So he can't, what's been opened can't be closed, whatever, and he has to just deal with it. So he goes and tries to resolve it.
Mm-hmm.
But this whole ghost situation revolves around a missing girl, and it's weird because they post up flyers and stuff for this girl. They actually end up going to some party. The parents go up to some party later on. They go to a football game, and a high school football game, and they are trying to find a babysitter. And the kid makes reference to another girl, and a girl named Debbie. And he said, well, Samantha told me about this girl named Debbie. And she's like, oh, yeah, I forgot about Debbie. Like, we'll call her up and we'll have a babysitter for you. Well, Debbie is this girl who went missing's sister. And the kid had been talking about this sister like he knew her.
Yeah.
Freaked the sister out, and the sister like basically kidnapped the son, took the kid to her mom to start asking questions. And Kevin Bacon has got spider sense and realizes that his kid's gone and chases her to this train. Was it a train station, bus station?
Bus station.
Yeah, and they find out more about this missing girl, which happens to be this ghost that's haunting Kevin Bacon.
Well, and I guess in a sense haunting his son, but his son seems fine with it. Kind of like in The Shining, wasn't the kid okay with all the ghosts as well?
Like every fucking kid you see in any horror movie ever.
I don't remember. It's been years.
The girls in the hallway? That kid was not alright with everything in there. The fucking bear suit blowing the guy, and no.
Well, the kid didn't see that.
Yeah, but if you go back and think about a lot of horror movies and stuff you see, like there's a lot of themes with kids and talking to the ghosts and stuff like that. Yeah. And usually they're just completely fine with it up until shit hits the fan, and then all hell breaks loose, and they're like, oh,
like the Babadook.
Yeah, like Babadook. Like that's a perfect example.
Which, I'm sorry, I didn't think that was a very good film.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that movie's awesome.
Why?
I don't know. I found the kid annoying.
Okay.
As hell.
Kids are annoying. Move on. Point 2.
Wouldn't that make it more realistic?
Yeah, I kind of saw the kid and I was like, gosh, this reminds me of a kid I actually do know. And I was like, oh.
How dare a movie remind you of real life?
Exactly,
okay.
Right?
Option 2. Your second point.
I don't know. It just didn't never grab my attention.
The acting was bad?
I guess you could say that.
What?
I don't know. What? Something about this film.
You're out of your fucking mind. That woman was ridiculous. Are you crazy?
Yeah, she went nuttier than Kevin Bacon did in this movie.
I don't know. Just something about that film. I just was like, there's nothing here. Like, I'm watching it. I'm like, I just kept waiting for something to happen that I was like, yeah, this, you know. But
yet you're
But Spies
involved
Like
with
Us, though.
Paranormal Activity and Spies Like Us.
I
Your internal shit is fucking broken. Broken. You have been mangled in ways I cannot comprehend.
He's entitled to his opinion.
You're entitled to your opinion.
but my opinion is wrong.
I'll let you finish.
Well, I'm gonna let you finish. I'm just saying I don't understand it. I can't comprehend it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I've never heard anyone go with acting in Babadook. What's lackluster?
I don't know. When she gets pissed, it's like, oh, hey, she genuinely conveys all this, you know, pissed off, anger, emotion, anything she does in that film. But I don't know, something in the film, I just wasn't like, I didn't see why everybody was like, oh, this is a great film. I'm like, it was okay. It wasn't great.
So you put it on par with what? Give me an example of a movie you feel about the same towards.
Riccio.
No, actually, I put it above Riccio.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Really hard to do.
Shining endorsement from TJD movie.
Right.
Gosh, putting me on the spot. I don't know. It's just one. I just wouldn't watch it again. Like if somebody put it on, I'm not gonna probably watch it.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not saying people should stay away from it. It may have just been a movie that wasn't for me, but I enjoy horror movies, and I don't know. There, just something was missing when I was watching. I just was like,
you know what? This is a motherfucker we'd show It Follows to,
And he
would love it. Absolutely love it. You'd be enthralled, and then I'd have to murder you.
I will tell you, I did not hate It Follows to the level that you hated it.
I fucking hate it.
I find there's a lot of faults within the movie. And I believe those faults make the movie very difficult to watch. And very difficult to believe in the context of the universe that it's in.
So you would watch it again? Would you own it?
No, I wouldn't own it, and I don't know if I would watch it again for the sake of entertainment's sake, but from an analytical standpoint, I would probably watch it again.
So you're saying you'd do it for the pod?
Yeah, that's possible.
It's in our best interest to never do that movie on this pod.
unless
you want me to go ape shit.
Unless you want Jake to really hang himself during the pod.
I'll go off on a fucking tangent
or
about that movie.
Or Shaggy recommends it, then you have to.
I was wondering how to get Shaggy. Are there cats in the walls? What just happened?
Yeah, that's probably zombie. I'll bet you $1 million it's zombie.
Yeah?
Or it's a ghost.
It's usually
It's a
kids in my
malevolent
house.
spirit.
Yeah. It's the Babadook coming to kill Ty for singing bad praises about his movie.
Babadook. How do you hate that movie?
I didn't say I hate it. I just wasn't a fan of it.
He wasn't wowed.
Yeah. I ain't saying...
It's like The Shining in a house with just a mom and a kid. That's all you need to think of.
So it's exactly like The Shining minus Jack Nicholson.
Well, yeah, Jack Nicholson's not in the fucking movie, Ty. I'm saying in terms of you have a parent losing their fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would compare it to.
I thought that was the great part about the movie is that the mom absolutely lost her mind, and you did not know what was real and what was not real.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Even at the end, you don't know. Wow, we've spent most of this talking about the Babadook.
But it's like horror movies in general, and I think it's kind of a cool theme to talk about.
I agree, but before we talk any more about horror movies, we should wrap up Stir of Echoes. Entertainment scale, what would you give it?
I mean, I watched this movie back when it came out. Like, me and my buddies would stay up late. We'd always rent scary movies and stuff like this. This happened to be one of them we rented. And this is one I've watched multiple times over the course of my life. It's entertained me ever since I was young. I really don't have any grievances with the film. I find it genuinely entertaining. I give it an 8 out of 10.
I did predict the ending. Kind of a shot in the dark. I had a feeling, but I swear to God on a Bible, had not seen this movie before, did not look up anything on Wikipedia. So I just kind of knew Kevin Bacon was in it, and that was it. I had no other clues. But I mean, it didn't take away from the film, because I didn't know how it was all going to play out. I just happened to guess how this ghost met their demise. But I didn't predict the ending. I just predicted how this ghost had came to be. But I was entertained. The movie also resembled very closely to the movie Holes, with the amount that Kevin Bacon digs in this film. But
Never saw it.
You never saw Holes?
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh,
LaBeouf.
Dule Hill and Patricia Arquette, Sigourney Weaver, John Voight.
I like the book better.
I never read the book.
The book's awesome.
But I'll give it a good 7. It was enjoyable. I mean, like I said, pure shot in the dark. There was some stuff I was left wondering about. Like I said, I feel they left a little on the cutting room floor with the whole the ghost is going to get upset type of thing. I wish they had done more of that. So maybe then you may have seen Kevin Bacon pushing a little harder to get it done, or because he knows that could have been like a sub story where Kevin Bacon sees what this ghost now is doing, and it's like threatening his wife or his son, and so he's like, "Hey, I got to figure this out." So, but that to me, that's something I think they could have thrown in there. It would add a little more to the urgency he seemed to have.
Okay. I think I'd give it a 7.5. Like Drew said, I watched it a lot when it first came out. It was kind of one of the only like thriller, like crime solving type of movies that I was really into, because I grew up in a house where Law and Order was watched constantly, and it was like watching paint dry or being hit in the balls with the tack hammer. I don't enjoy Law and Order.
What kind of childhood did you have?
Wait, how do you not love Law and Order? I loved Law and Order.
As a kid?
Yeah!
No.
How much is shit out of Law and Order?
Especially now, like, who's been raped now? Like,
wait, what?
I'm talking about SVU, where every episode opens with a horrific rape or something, and you're like, yeah, why do people watch this?
I never watched any of the spin-offs, only regular Law and Order.
Oh, well, I don't know, as a kid I didn't have an appreciation for it. I'm not saying this movie is like Law and Order, for Christ's sake. I'm saying in terms of solving mysteries, kind of, it was one of the few that I really actually genuinely enjoyed. I do think it's a good kind of horror film, sort of. Not really, your horror. There's no Michael Myers character or anything like that. It is a slasher by any means.
It has elements.
Yeah, there are horror elements to it.
Thriller is a good term, though, whereas it has those horror elements, but it's not prevalent throughout the film.
It's a good thriller. Mm-hmm. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only use the edge of it. The edge of your seat.
Yeah, you know the edge of your seat.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good movie, though. I'd recommend it. And you should check it out, because we actually didn't ruin the end to this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how I feel about horror movies sometimes, is if we are going to do them on here, we should do better if there's a major twist or something. We can mention it vaguely, but try not to give it away.
Well, and I think this is one of those movies that's good enough for people to watch,
even knowing it.
Yeah.
Well, not knowing it. Like I wouldn't want people to know what happens.
I think even if they didn't know how it ended, it would still be worth watching.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
But I wouldn't want to take that away from it.
Would you guys watch a sequel?
No.
I'd heard there was a sequel.
There is. It stars Rob Lowe.
Oh, God. I actually like Rob Lowe, but in a thriller?
This is just a movie that doesn't really need a sequel. I don't. Especially, how they...
You know what? I would watch a sequel. Not the Rob Lowe one, but
Oh, Kevin Bacon one?
If they did a sequel about his son.
Maybe that's what they did, though.
I'll look that up.
Look up the synopsis.
You guys vamp.
I was going to say if they brought Kevin Bacon back and it was like a new house, but then again, it's been 20 years.
See, what I wonder is, did Kevin Bacon's character, did his door finally close?
I don't think so.
Well, because it doesn't show him having any issues, but his son is still having issues.
Well, they didn't show a resolution at all, really. They just were moving, and then they're driving in a car, and it shows the kid in the back seat.
But the kid obviously always sees them, because like in the graveyard scene, he goes, "Oh, why, hello," and he's talking to a statue because he's obviously seeing this person's aura, spirit, whatever you want to call it. Whereas Kevin Bacon was specifically only attuned to this one spirit. So I think, in my conclusions, is that Kevin Bacon's door has kind of closed unless there's another event. Like he gets hypnotized again, or he goes into that deep type of thing where he just gets reopened up.
But here's the thing, though. Kevin Bacon, his door was open. It was never closed.
Right.
But like the guy said, it could be a couple days. It could be a couple months. It could be 5 minutes. It could be for the rest of your life.
Well,
I think his kid is the rest of his life. I was
just going to say, the other thing is it could be proximity, but I was not even going to say that because I didn't want to.
Okay. No.
The sequel is not about any of that at all. It's about like an Iraqi war veteran.
So wait, Rob Lowe's an Iraqi war veteran?
Yeah, it says a soldier returns home from the Iraq War only to be haunted by visions of the dead.
Yeah, that's great.
Which I'm assuming is Rob. Wait. Holy shit! It says in the plot summary, it says, however, one ghost that talks to Rob Lowe gives the name of Jake Witzke, who tells him how to find out what the spirit demands from him. So, there is continuity.
Oh my gosh.
I bet it's still dog shit.
What's it rated on there?
Let me see. This is a shining endorsement from IMDb, 4.8. Compared to the 7.0 that IMDb gives the first one.
I mean, another kind of thriller. It's an action film, but it has some horror thrill elements. The Crow. It's had like 4 sequels. None of them worth a damn.
The Crow doesn't need a sequel.
No, it didn't. So, but
it doesn't need a reboot. Son of a bitch. Don't remake it. Just leave it the way it is. Perfect.
Yeah, it was a good film. Good is underselling it. It's a great film.
Yeah, great soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. But
the only thing I can think of that I'd change is that young girl's acting is a little.
But Ernie Hudson's great in that film.
Yeah.
In what film?
The Crow.
Oh yeah, that's one I haven't seen.
Yeah.
You haven't seen The Crow?
No. I told Jake this before.
Are you fucking with me?
No. You haven't seen The Goonies.
Yeah.
Fuck The Goonies. You haven't seen The Crow?
No, he hasn't seen Interstellar either. They're all movies we haven't seen, Jake.
This is why we have a podcast.
Oh.
So what is your movie? You should pick The Crow, because... what the fuck, dude? Yeah,
it's on Netflix.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay. God damn it.
I've got it, I just haven't seen it.
Mine just keeps getting... Don't watch it. Oh, we're going to do it now. Eventually we will do it.
You keep getting all these movies in your mind, and they're like, yeah, we're going to do that one. Oh, you haven't seen that one?
That's why
we're doing this one now.
I can't keep pushing Contact. Like, that was going to be the second movie, but Rikio...
God, that was garbage.
I had my priorities straight.
No regrets.
No regrets. Not even one letter.
Just remember, I can always find something worse. And I'll buy it because I'm crazy.
Blood Diner's always out there, I'm just saying.
Blood Diner.
Which I haven't seen. You guys...
He's going to keep that for when you really piss him off.
Oh. So while we talked about it a little bit, favorite horror movie if you have one?
Oh, shit. Oh, that's such a hard question.
So what do you define like horror? Like, do you define it as like
as long as it has some like
a
supernatural element, or it's just like it's very suspenseful.
Is it like an entity that's going off and killing people?
Could be like Halloween, Poltergeist. Those are all horror. Nightmare on Elm Street. Frailty, I would even throw in the horror category. It's more of a thriller, but it is kind of a horror
You'd
film.
allow it?
Yeah.
You gonna take this?
No.
It's
I need time to think.
I'll
you, Ty.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Mentioned it earlier. I love the movie Poltergeist. That film actually kind of probably sparked my interest in ghosts. And my belief, but like I said, I don't think they can be that malevolent, but I think ghosts themselves can have an energy about them that interacts with this realm. But that film, it's so creepy. I never saw the remake because I really didn't want to ruin my viewing of the original. I didn't want it to be tainted by this horrible remake. I mean, I'm sure kids nowadays are like, oh, that was a scary movie, but I'm like, I've seen the actual one. Like the ending to that film is great because the little girl is watching the TV and she's like, they're here. And then at the end of the movie, when they check into the hotel room, Craig T. Nelson takes the TV and he puts it out on the walkway, and it's like, that's hilarious. It's a great way to end the film.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm torn between Black Christmas.
Oh.
Why'd you make that face? The original Black Christmas.
Okay, I was thinking that.
Not the one with Michelle Trachtenberg.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Why the fuck would it be the one with Michelle Trachtenberg?
You like Riccio? I don't know.
I'm talking original Black Christmas that was directed by the guy that went on to do A Christmas Story, which is fucked up and disturbing.
A little bit.
Krampus?
It's either that or Halloween, the original Halloween. But both of those movies are really similar. I think Black Christmas came out a little bit before Halloween, and it used the really unsettling first-person perspective of the psycho.
Mm.
There's something about Black Christmas that scares the shit out of me because it... Have you ever seen it, the original one?
Not the original.
So you have Margot Kidder in it. You have a lot of other people that I couldn't think of their names to save my life, but it's a sorority house, and they get a phone call, and it's just super fucking creepy. Like, you hear this voice on the other end of the line, it's like, fucking blah, 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 cunt, blah, 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 and it's saying all this shit, and you're like, what the fuck is this movie? And he's in the attic of this house. Like, you know that from the get-go, and all this shit starts happening to these sorority girls, which... That sounds creepy because of the character I play on this pod, really. But no, it's really unnerving. Something about the beginning of the movie, knowing and seeing him go up the steps into the attic and knowing that he's just there the whole time, fucks with your head a little bit. And it doesn't have a happy ending. It's just fucked up. But Halloween was like, Jesus Christ, like, revolutionary. Mm-hmm. Like, the first time you saw it, you're like, holy shit. Like, I know that we're younger, we weren't really there for the, slasher movie genre taking off. It was already pretty well established and actually run into the ground by the time we were born.
Halloween
Me, anyway.
H2O.
Oh, God. But,
Josh Hartnett.
I think of that movie as the perfect horror movie. Like, it just... I don't know. Everything about it was great. Like, the camera techniques that were used, the sound, the fact that John Carpenter did the fucking score himself, the iconic, creepy music in Halloween, like...
Jamie Lee Curtis giving a great performance of horror. Like, you could see the terror on her face throughout that whole film.
And I mean, that was probably one of the first movies to have such an iconic, like horror, like, soundtrack. Like, you knew when you heard that theme.
That synth.
Yeah, you knew that was Halloween, dude. You knew it.
And the ending, man. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. I had never seen a movie that fucked up that had an ending that freaked me out as bad as that when I was a kid. Like, shooting that guy up and, Michael Myers falls out the window and, Dr. Loomis comes over and checks that Laurie's okay. She says, was that the boogeyman? And I do believe it was. You look down and he's not in the fucking front yard anymore. You're like, holy fuck! And then it shows all the different places throughout the movie and you just hear him breathing in the mask. Dude, sends chills up my spine.
Just like you do to all those children you murder.
Alrighty then.
Drew, did you figure yours out?
Yes and no. I mean, I can list off like a couple ones that like throughout my life have just really stuck with me as just kind of just terrifying, like spine-chilling movies. The first of which I would have to say The Exorcist. And I've gone back and watched The Exorcist now, and it was made in the 60s.
Holds up.
And it fucking holds up. The special effects hold up. Like, for its time, like, those special effects are off the chain.
That's another movie that had a lot of spooky shit going on when they filmed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, for sure. I don't know, just how terrifying that who's it? Linda Blair, yeah. Just how terrifying she was with being possessed and.
First time you ever saw Captain Howdy, you're like, what the fuck is that? That demon face?
Yeah. God,
and the fact that it keeps flashing, like, really the first like jump scare, really, if I think about it. Until like the early, Nosferatu, that kind of stuff.
That movie.
Wasn't really jump out scares though. It was like a slow.
No, it's terrifying.
Yeah,
it is terrifying.
But it wasn't a quick thing to get a reaction.
I think that was more so modern, built up through the modern eras of cinema.
But Exorcist had that as well, and it's the first I can think of that had the flashing, Captain Howdy, which that face alone. I could see that face on a bright sunny day and probably still shit my pants. So roll those bumper stickers out.
But yeah, man, that movie is just it's terrifying, and it still holds up, and I still go back and watch it and see things that I haven't seen before, and I just love the way it's shot, all that stuff. The other one that really sticks out in my mind and is just really creepy. It's not so much scary, just creepy. Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Just look into the deep mind of a serial killer.
It really disturbs me that he couldn't complete his jacket of fat girls. I've got 3 of them.
Man, just that scene. That scene at the end where
he tucks it in.
No, the scene at the end where Jodie Foster's wandering around in the basement, deep dark basement. He's got that night vision on, and
he's touching her hair.
God, that was. Oh man, that is just an intense scene. Or where Hannibal's got her sat down at that table. Or is that in Hannibal, or is that?
I think it's Hannibal.
Oh, okay. Well, that's also terrifying.
Are you talking when he's eating?
Yeah, when he's eating.
Yeah, that's Hannibal.
Okay, yeah, that's terrifying too. But yeah, mainly that scene in the basement, that was pretty creepy.
Since you guys named a couple, the other one that blew my fucking mind at the end of the film was Saw.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
That film, like, unlike the others, like, yes, there was a lot of blood, but like they didn't focus on the blood so much. Like, who was it? It was who was the director?
James Wan and Lee Wanell.
Yeah,
co-directors.
They didn't focus on the blood so much, or like showing you them hurting themselves the whole time. They kind of sped through the process, and it was more about trying to figure out who this was.
I love the way they told that story and the way everything unfolded, man.
The beauty of the original Saw for me was everything seemed so not connected, really. And then the movie, like, it gets to the point where you're like, well, they got that guy, but I don't know what that guy had to do with anything, and there's still pieces left. And then the reveal at the very end, you're like, what the fuck?
That guy gets up from
and
the
you're
middle
like,
of the floor.
And in your mind, you're like, that makes sense, but holy shit. I didn't know it was an option.
I literally shit a brick. I was like, like, this sounds odd, but that whole scene where Carrie Ewells is just taking that saw to himself, I was smiling like, where the hell is this going?
Sometimes, what guy? What was the name of the guy you said?
Carrie, I had never.
Carrie Elwes?
Yeah, there we go. The British guy.
Yes.
I think sometimes you're just so happy to see something in a movie that you didn't expect.
Mm-hmm. Like, I was there at the very first showing of that movie, and when Tobin Bell stood up and said the key to that lock is in the bathtub, and
slams the door.
Just slams the door. My fucking jaw dropped.
He yelled game over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lee Wanell is just screaming.
And you're like, what happened? Like, yeah.
What the hell did I just see? And
I know later, it kind of got played out. They keep trying to catch lightning in a bottle, but the first one, fucking, I loved it.
Yes. It blew my damn mind. I, like, shit a brick when Belle stood up. I was like, whoa, no, what? Yeah, just couldn't believe that.
Don't you just see his back, too?
Yeah.
Like, I think he stood up, and someone turns and just looks, and you're like...
Yeah, you're like, who's that guy? Who's that guy? And you're like, that's the guy from the floor.
And then he turns, and you see the blood on the shirt, and you're like, that's the fucking guy off the floor.
He's, what do you call it? It's like, just kind of fuzzy or whatever, because they're focusing on the guy, and so you see this in the background, so the focus is here, and just fuzzy in the background. You're kind of like, did he what? Who? What's there now? What? And and then he starts just peeling stuff off of him, and you're like, no.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that movie because I didn't know how you guys would react, but that movie for me was
another one that
experience.
I don't know how you guys would react. The Descent.
I love that movie. I love it.
The first time I saw that, it hits on so many strange fears. Like, I would never go cave diving or spelunking. I wouldn't fucking do it. But you remember the part where they're going through the really narrow?
Yep,
dude. Fucking. Not to mention there's fucking monsters down here, but it isn't. What's so great about that movie is it isn't even really about the monsters, because they can kind of deal with that. It's about not knowing who to trust
or where to
the
go.
People that are there, or where to go.
Mm-hmm. That was more so their enemy than anything.
Yeah.
But it was just with the monsters thrown in. It was just kind of like, what the fuck?
I wasn't a big fan of The Descent. Like, I got all the elements they were throwing in there. Hell, that's one of my fears is not claustrophobic, but just not knowing an exit.
Right.
But I don't know, for some of it too is I was kind of watching it, but I was watching it with friends and we were doing something else. So I don't know. I guess I just didn't get enthralled into the film.
That's one of those movies where you have to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I have I think it's got to be a primal fear. But have you ever been in pitch black and heard something?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you think you know what it is. But for some reason, your brain is convinced that you don't know what it is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate that shit. And that movie totally plays that is the movie. We're going to build it around that fear. And the other thing I liked was the ending was fucked up.
Yeah.
Did you see the alternate ending?
Yeah.
Also fucked up.
Yeah.
I think I saw both. I'm trying to remember which one was the actual ending, though.
I think the alternate was she escapes into the car. Or no, was that the real ending?
The real ending is that she escapes. I thought she was getting out and her dead friend was there.
Wait. Hashtag spoilers. In case anybody hasn't seen The Descent.
Are we doing hashtags on this show?
No, I'm saying...
Okay.
I'm just saying right now, I'm telling myself, we might cut this ending. The endings... So, I'm just saying, maybe we'll go through here, cut this out in case anybody actually listens to this and hasn't seen The Descent. I don't want them to be like, oh, shit. So.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe I'll throw up a disclaimer.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? What was the real ending? She gets in the car?
The real ending, I thought she got in the car and then her dead friend was there and then she wakes up and she's still in the cave.
Yeah, and all the monsters were descending on her.
Yeah.
Was the alternate with the birthday cake?
Birthday cake.
Do you remember that? I think...
I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember. I
can't remember either.
I
For
saw
some
the
reason,
original.
I'm thinking of a birthday cake. We'll have to pull it up on YouTube later, but Descent's another great one. I just wanted to throw it out there.
And I like that movie a lot.
Yeah. We could go on for a long time about horror movies. And probably in October, that's probably what we'll do if we're still doing this, is a bunch of horror movies.
If we're still... Are you planning on bailing?
No, I'm just saying, if we're still going along. You never know what could happen. We could get hit by a nuke tomorrow, and we're not able to do this now.
If we get hit by a nuke tomorrow, this will never go up.
Here we go. In the alternate version of the movie, Sarah escapes the cave and runs to her car. She drives down the road and stops. After vomiting out the window, she sits up, and Juno, whose face is streaked with blood, is sitting right beside her. Sarah screams, and the camera cuts to the credits.
So that was the alternate.
Here's another one. It says Sarah wakes up at the bottom of the cave, crawls out, makes her way back to the car. When she's driving away, she pulls over and vomits and leans back in the car. She's startled by the ghost of Juno sitting in the passenger seat. The U.S. version cuts to credits here. In the U.K. version, the apparition causes Sarah to wake up for real at the bottom of the cave, revealing her escape to be just a dream.
She
then has a vision of her daughter's birthday cake, which we see is just her torch. The camera backs out. The voices of the creatures can be heard again and increasing in strength as they're closing in on her, and the movie ends. This ending was considered too dark for U.S. audiences.
That's the one I saw.
Yep.
That's the one I saw as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that ending was...
effed up.
Realistic, though.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it, is it didn't pull any punches. It kind of did the ending, like, did you really think she would escape?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, no, I guess not. That makes sense that she wouldn't, you know?
Yeah. Just like Pootie Tang.
On that note...
Next week is my choice.
What you got?
I'm actually going to go with a Kevin Smith film.
I'm in.
I already told Jake which one it is, so I won't ask him to guess, but do you have an idea what I might go with?
I already know what it is.
Oh, well, you suck, Jake. I'm going with one of his horror movies that he did most recently, Tusk. I saw the film in theaters. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's very odd. It's not Kevin Smith by normal standards, but I enjoyed it. Justin Long's in it. Haley Joel Osment.
I'm excited to finally see it.
Depp.
Johnny Depp makes an appearance, but not as Johnny Depp. So he's credited differently.
I'm excited to see a Kevin Smith movie sans Jay and Silent Bob.
Did you ever see Red State?
I never saw Red State or Jersey Girl. So
Red State's really good. I enjoyed Red State.
Was it better than Tusk?
Or Cop Out.
Not a real Kevin Smith movie.
I know.
I forgot all about Cop Out. God.
You're lucky. I've tried.
I would say it's just on par with Red State.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're pretty fond of Red State, so...
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm excited to see it. I mean, like, for the first time I saw the trailers for it, I was like, this just sounds like a human centipede type, trying to bank on the success of that, but I don't know. I'm excited. I like Justin Long, and I love Kevin Smith, so...
Get pumped.
Yeah.
Get pumped, listeners.
I also said I was excited about a Chevy Chase Dan Aykroyd spy movie, too, but...
we were young and naive.
There's
2 weeks ago.
There's some very creepy elements to this film, though. And that's what I liked, is I think Kevin pulls them off pretty damn well.
Yeah.
But there's also some really weird shit that just is like, okay, what the hell? But, like, it works with the film, but just kind of like, what the hell? So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
Interesting.
Yep.
But, like and subscribe. If you like what you hear, please tell your friends, share the page.
Drop us a comment if you want.
Talk to us.
If you got a suggestion, we're all ears.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that'll do it for this week. I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
Bye.
See you next week.